Due to the seriousness of today's video, dates, states, and times will not be stated. Always remember that even though you make it out of what you've been through, it doesn't mean you're clear of all charges. Just so y'all know, because I know they're always watching, today's video is for entertainment purposes only. Let's get into it. I look back on my life. I have a lot of unanswered questions. I ask God, like, why? Why me? Why did you put me here? What is my purpose? Why did I make it through everything that I went through? How is it possible? How is it possible that after everything that I've been through, I'm still alive? Today we can get to some of these stories from the streets, man. Some of the things that, for entertainment purposes only, I went through. Things I did. How am I here? After watching today's videos, you're going to ask the same question. Like, how is it possible? Some of these things you're going to be like, man, that's no possible way it happened. I'm here to tell you it did. I'm not going to lie to y'all. On the day that I have to lie or fabricate anything, I will stop posting. This here is meant to not only entertain, but enlighten, help, change, strengthen, and direct people that have lived a similar life or people that have never ever even experienced anything close to what I have. A lot of my viewers, doctors, lawyers, people that might work in a dentist office, secretaries, truck drivers, construction workers, you name it. Every walk of life, they watch me. Coming from where I'm from, my main concern was always getting money. When you grow up poor and you grow up with a lack of money, then you find a way to make money, more money than you could ever make legally, or so you think. That's what you do. And to think that today I not only strive with my construction company, but with YouTube, I make money from all across the world. You can be watching from Zimbabwe right now. And I just made money out of Zimbabwe. Australia. I have a large following in Europe. Of course, all of the US. So I went from being that guy that shouldn't be here to being that guy that not only makes money from every single state in the United States, but makes money across the world. I'm not saying that you can go on to be a famous YouTuber. I'm not saying that you can own and run and operate a construction company. I'm saying that if you set your mind to something realistic, you can do it. There's a lot of reasons in everything that I do. The way I move, the way I react, the way I don't react, there's reasons for it all. You know, one of my favorite verses actually came from Jay-Z. He said, I don't post threats on the internet. I pose a threat on the internet. Meaning he's the threat to all those around him when it comes to these numbers. It's not what I set out to do. It's not what I'm trying to do. Greatness is what I'm looking to achieve. And anybody that's looking for less, then it shows. But the bottom line and the point of what we're about to get into with these stories is, I know God blessed me. A lot of dudes, a lot of brothers didn't make it out the storm. They didn't come out the other side and see the light. I know guys that went to prison and didn't come out, or came out and couldn't adjust. I know guys that never caught their first crime and died. I know a mother that buried 4 sons Her youngest son being 10 years old. And I'm here. You're here watching, which means you have a purpose. So without further ado, we're going to get into some of the craziest things I had happen in the streets, man. Those moments that I shouldn't have made it out. Those moments that death wasn't knocking on my door. Death was kicking down my door. And somehow I come out unharmed. I guess God has a plan for all of us. And if you don't believe in God, then I guess I could say we all serve a purpose larger than ourselves. We just don't always see it. Like I said, I don't post threats on the internet. I pose a threat on the internet. I don't threaten people in real life. But I know people around me, people from my past, they prey on my downfall. They hate to see me win because we came from the same place. We were in the gutters together. I've succeeded, and all they can do is talk about how they are going to do this. And as much as I want to see them do it, it never happens. So that makes them dislike me. We all have our downfalls because we all have to die. It all comes to an end one day. Today we're going to talk about the times that it should have come to an end, and it didn't. You know I done seen it. You know I done lived it. So let's relive it. Now, I'm always down to debate. You know what a debate is? It's where two people have opinions and y'all go back and forth on a topic. I've never been one to argue. Any woman that's ever been involved with me, in a relationship with me, or known me on that level will tell you, nah, he don't argue. I told my wife when I met her, I said, she's trying to argue me one night. I was on the prison phone. I said, look, I don't do this arguing. I'm going to let you know now, I'm not the arguing type. Like, if something's wrong, I'll discuss it with you, but I won't argue. I'm the pop the clutch and pull off type. Before I fight with you and things go south, I'll go out, get in my car, and drive off and clear my mind. Well, there was a time when me driving off and clearing my mind meant that I was going to drink. Everything I did, as soon as I would leave the crib, no matter who I was beefing with, the first thing I'm doing is I'm going to the liquor store. I'm going to grab a bottle of liquor, and I'm going to have my gun in the car, because I'm going to grab a couple things before I leave the house. I'm going to grab a backpack, a change of clothes, different pair of shoes, a pistol, a couple clips, a couple fitteds, and my money. If I'm dealing drugs at the time, I might grab that. I grab the things that I use the most, right? So I'm with this chick and we get into this argument one night, and it's a petty argument. It's petty. And the reason it was petty to me, but it wasn't petty to her. I'd had some people over the house and she was gone and she was working, and one of the girls there actually liked me. This is crazy what I'm about to tell you. This is what led up to everything. One of the girls at the house that came over, my homeboys and them, it was like 3 of my homeboys came over. I can't remember. I think it was 3 girls came over. One of my homeboys is big and just a big, fat, sloppy dude. So the girl wasn't feeling him. The other dude was a mixed dude, but he was a cornball. Like a whole entire cornball. He was one of those dudes that was mixed but identified as black. But you could tell in meeting him that he should have chose the white side because he was whiter than he was black. You know what I mean? But because I guess his dad was black, he tried to, I'm black. You know what I mean? But the chicks just did not feel this dude. White chicks didn't feel him. Black chicks didn't feel him. Throughout his relationship career, he was like, you know what I mean, the black sheep of everybody. Nobody really wanted to mess with him. So then you got my homeboy that's kind of doing his thing. Chicks are feeling him. These other 2 dudes, and then these 3 chicks. They come over to the apartment. We smoke that night. We're drinking, we're chilling, and the one chick like keeps trying to do little things to get at me, and I'm at my apartment where my girl stayed at the time, the girl I was with, right? And I'm telling her, nah. Like, she was doing, like, the most. Like, just trying to be a jump off. And a jump off's a girl that you just jump on and jump off. Like, ain't no future in her. She's doing things that, like, blatantly let me know she just wants me to smash. Like, she don't want no relationship. She don't want to be with me. She just wants me to wham, bam, thank you, man, and move on. Now, I've done some dirty, crudball shit in my life, but I'm not doing this at that point. I'm like, nah, I'm good. She keeps trying to sit next to me. I'll get up, go make another drink. She'll sit next to me. So we get towards the end of that night, and the girl I'm with at the time is bartending. And she called and said, look, I'll be home. I got to work a little late. I got to help close, and then I'll be home. By now, it's about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, right? When I got that call. I said, all right. I expected her home around 2. I realized how bent I am. I've been drinking all night, popping Zans. And the Zans are starting to kick in. So I tell my friends and them, I said, look, y'all got to go. Like, y'all have to leave, man. The girl is on the way from work. Like, it's not going to be a good look. She's been working all night. She comes in and everybody in this bitch is drunk. The house is filled up with weed smoke, like heavy weed smoke. People going off the pills. A couple of these girls and one of the dudes are snorting powder. I'm like, y'all got to go. Y'all got to leave. So everybody been in and out the bathroom all night using the bathroom. No big deal. But right next, when you go down the hallway to our bedroom is on the left-hand side. Now, when you go down the hallway, if I'm sitting in the living room on the couch, I can't see if you go in the bathroom or the bedroom. So everybody leaves, right? People been in and out the bedroom. Boom, everybody's gone. I got to rush and try to somewhat fix the apartment. The ashtrays are full of blunt guts, blunt roaches, cigarette butts. And we don't even smoke in the apartment. We smoke out on the balcony, right? There's shit all in the kitchen. People been eating stuff out the fridge, just dirty plates. So I'm like, damn, I'm faded. I'm super, super lit off of all the weed I smoked, off the pills, off the liquor and the drinks I'm drinking. So I'm trying to hurry up and clean up. In the midst of me cleaning up, she comes in. I done sent everybody on their way. They're gone. She walks in the door. Soon as she walks in the door, on her defense, she had been at work all day. She went in at like 12 that day and had been at this restaurant working as the bartender since like noon. It's now after 3 in the morning. She comes in and the first thing she says is, y'all were smoking in the apartment? Yeah, it's cold outside. So I said, yeah, y'all ain't got to keep letting all the cold air in, just smoking here. And then I opened the door. I had the balcony door open. It was cold in the apartment at the time also. Because I had the door open trying to let fresh air in. You know how it goes. You think you open a window or something that it's going to clear it all out. Cigarette smoke don't go nowhere. You can smoke one cigarette in somebody's apartment and they can come back 4 hours from now and be like, somebody smoked in this bitch. So I explained to her, I'm like, yeah, it was cold outside. I didn't want people keep coming in. Well, the door's wide open. I'm like, yeah, because I tried to air the apartment out. The apartment's a mess. I'm thinking I did a good job cleaning up, but I'm inebriated. It gets worse. She starts screaming on me. Who'd you have over? My homeboys came over. My one dude, he brought these 2 dudes with him, and they had some chicks. We chilled, kicked it, whatever. You got chicks up in my apartment and it was her apartment. You got chicks up in my apartment, and I'm at work to pay the bills, and I'm like, I had my homeboys come over. They brought the chicks. Like, I ain't mess with nobody. Yeah, okay. I'd have been caught cheating several times at this point. So the thought of another female being in her apartment, whether I did anything or not, automatically sets off alarms, right? So I'm still in the midst of trying to clean up. I go shut the balcony door, and she's like, I'm going to bed. Like, I don't have time for this shit. I'm going to bed, right? I said, all right, whatever. She goes to bed. I sit down on the couch. I ain't cleaning up no more. Shut the door. I pick up the game controller, turn the game on, turn the TV on, find a piece of a blunt, like a little short-ass piece of a blunt in the ashtray, spark that up, start hitting it. I go back to drinking on the liquor, right? She comes out the bedroom like a mad woman. Like, she's saying things, but she's so angry that everything she's saying is none of it's making sense. Like, she's swinging on me, scratching at me, slapping at me. Like, she's trying to mess me up, and all I can do is, like, throw my arms up, like, I don't know what's going on. Like, why are you trying to attack me? I'm like, yo, chill, chill, chill. What are you doing? What the hell's wrong with you, shorty? Stop, stop. And she's steadily trying to hit me, so I grab her hands. I'm like, yo, chill. What are you doing? You a bitch in my bed? I said, what is you talking about? You smashed a bitch in my bed. I'm like, I ain't been in the bedroom. What are you talking about? You're a liar. You're a liar. You're a liar. I have no clue what she is talking about. She goes back in the bedroom, comes back out, and throws a condom. Smacks me in the side of my face, and it hits the floor. I look down. It looks like a used condom. I said, nah, hell no. I don't know. Ain't nobody been in the bedroom. And I'm trying to think back, like, did one of these dudes have enough time to slide off with a girl in the bedroom and I didn't know about it? Like, I'm kind of gone. I know I'm a little bent off the Zans and the liquor and stuff and smoke, but nah, hell nah. I'm trying to recollect the night and pull back, and I'm like, that dude had to be like one pump shorty to get in there with a girl and do it that fast and leave a condom in the bed. I'm like, nah, ain't nobody. So it was you. If ain't nobody been in our bed, it's you. I don't know what's going on, man. Ain't nobody been in the bed. She continues. She goes back to trying to hit me again, and I'm like, stop. I grab her hands, and I push over the couch, and I sit her down. I'm like, yo, stop, chill. Like, I haven't messed with nobody. The one girl was like, you know what I mean? Like, she was trying to, I'm drunk, so I'm saying what I shouldn't say. I'm like, the one girl liked me, but I ain't, so somebody liked you and you ain't do nothing? What she look like? And the girl was hot. I'm like, it don't matter what she look like. I ain't do nothing, man. All I did was smoke and drink tonight, pop some Zans. Like, they were snorting powder shit. I ain't even snort nothing. Like, what's the big deal? The big deal is I went and got in my bed and I found a used condom in my bed. I'm like, man, I don't even know where to go from here. So I'm like, all right, let me go see. I go look in the bedroom. The bed is fully made except from where she pulled the blankets back. And when she pulled the blankets back, she found this used condom in the sheets, right? So I'm not understanding that she is still going in on me. She's throwing pictures at me. She threw the game controller at me. She had thrown the bottle of liquor at me. And I think we had like 3 or 4 different types, like Bacardi 151. We had different liquors sitting in the kitchen. She had thrown one of these bottles at me. I'm like, yo, I'm gone, man. Like, the cops gonna get called. We're in an apartment complex. It's the projects where we live at, so the cops are always out there. They got this shit called Owl Security. Owl Security was a big thing in Richmond at the time, right? So I'm like, yo, I'm gone. I'm gone. I grab my stuff, grab my bag. Oh, you gonna leave? You a bitch, blah, blah, blah. She is down on me. I put all my stuff in my backpack, grab my gun, put my gun in my backpack, grab my weed, go in the kitchen, and I grab the biggest bottle of liquor, which I want to say was like some type of vodka. Put that in the bag, and I go out and I get in my car, and I pull off. I'm DUI, barely ever caught sober. I dip up out the parking lot, right? Man, like, I don't know, calling my homeboy, he's not answering. We had the minute phones back then where you pay about a minute. I dip off. I'm just driving around at this point, right? And I'm having a hard time keeping the car on the road. I'm driving in and out the lanes. I got the music jumping. The music has just got me more hyped up. Like, I should probably be depressed. Like, this is where I live. That's my girl at the time. But I'm not. The music has got me, like, for real, I'm on one. I don't even care. Got plenty of money. I'm out. I'll go get a room. This is when it gets bad. I pull up in this gas station. I tell you, all these stories have a purpose. I pull up in this gas station, and it's a gas station around where I lived at the time that was just known for bad shit happening, violence. There was all these major projects that sat right around this gas station. This gas station was like, boom, right in the middle. So you had this project beefing with this project, and this project, like 4 major projects with this gas station right in the center, that if dudes caught each other there, it was beef. Dudes got robbed there, dudes got shot there. You get tricks out front tricking. It was a bad spot. As I'm driving, I'm looking at the gas gauge. I'm like, damn, I need gas. Oh, wait, I hit a U-turn. I go back to, back to where I know my area. I go to the gas station. When I pull up, I whip up in the gas station real fast because I'm drunk. And I pull up to the park. I pull up to the pump and I park. Burp. Oh, and I do. Dude, like, pulls up nose to nose with my car with his headlights on. My headlights are on, so I'm looking at him, and he's got his hands up like, you just took the pump. Like he was trying to get there to get gas, but I was on some Speedy Gonzalez shit, and I got there first. So he's saying something. I rolled the window down. I'm like, what's up? That dude was like, oh, yo, you see me trying to get gas? It's some bitch shit, blah, blah, blah. So I just put my finger out the window. You know what I mean? Like, go on somewhere, man, chill. Whatever, I get out, I pump my gas. Like, I go inside to the little store, and you got like a little slot. You can't go in the store this time of night. They got the little tray where you put the money in, because they're not letting you in the store. They've been robbed. The cashiers, the store owners, they got guns. So I put the money in the slot, and dude is meanwhile parked over there in a parking spot, like backed up, staring at me, and I'm looking at him like, man, this dude's got me messed up. I'm gone off the Xannies, gone off the liquor, gone off the weed. Like, I'm completely just a whole entire, just a trouble concoction in the making. Not to mention I'm arguing at the house, right? Go over, I pump the gas in my car. When I do, he pulls up in the opposite side of the pump beside me. I roll my window down. I'm like, what's up? And he's like, I don't even remember what dude said, but whatever he said pissed me off. So I got the gun out the backpack, and with the window down, I said, yo, go ahead, pull off. You know what I mean? Like, I pointed the gun at him, pull off. All right, you got it. Like, threw his hands up like, yo, you got it. So I'm thinking, I just pulled the burner on him, like, go on somewhere. You know what I mean? Leave me alone for it. You get something you ain't looking for. I go to put the car in drive, and the next thing I know, glass hits me in my face. Bang. Initially, I thought the dude had thrown something and busted the car window, and it hit me in my face. Until I turn left, and all I see are flashes. And it's anybody that tells you, like, detail for detail what type of gun somebody had is usually lying unless they saw the gun firsthand. I don't know what he had. I don't know what he shot my window out with, what he was shooting at me with. I don't know if it was an automatic, semi, a revolver. I don't know. I just remember a percussion, like a bang, 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 bang of gunshots. And at the time that it's going off, it's taking me a second to register. This ain't the movies. Now in the movies, they do some old cool shit, they grab some shit and they fire back. That's not your first reaction. For dudes that tell stories, oh, and then I got mine, that's not how it goes. When somebody shoots at you, your first reaction is, for a split second, it's like everything stops. And then you pause. And then from there, once your brain starts to register what's going on, you try to get out the way. Like you want to just completely melt into the seat, or just try to get away from it as if something's stinging you. So I jump back in the car, hit the gas, I pull off, whip the car through the parking lot, and I peel out. I go down the main street. My adrenaline's pumping. My heart's pumping. My gun is laying in my seat. There's glass all over me. There's glass all in the passenger seat. The other contents of my backpack are dumped out from where I tried to get the gun out. I pull up in this church parking lot. I whip up in there. Boom. The car's shot up. I know I'm hit. I got to be hit. I'm grabbing my side. I'm feeling pains that ain't even there. Like my brain is telling me, you're hit. He just shot you. Like he absolutely 100%, you're about to die. You've been shot. So I pull up in this church parking lot about a half mile away. I reach up, I turn the dome light on, and I'm checking myself. I'm like, looking in the mirror, lifting my shirt. I'm checking everywhere. I'm checking my legs. And I feel like I'm in pain, but that's just my brain saying, hey, there was gunshots, you're probably hurt. And then I realized I'm not hit. This dude was 2 feet from my door and just squeezed off his gun through my window. And this wasn't me the first time this happened. It happened in Philly also. And I'm not hit. I'm not believing it. I'm still like, I'm trying to reach around and feel my back. Like reaching back here. I'm like, maybe I'm hit somewhere and I don't know it. I wasn't hit. I said, I'm going back to the apartment, man. I go back to the apartment. I get up in there. I open all 4 doors on the car and I start looking. There's a bullet hole in my dash. There's a bullet hole in my center console. There's bullet holes in my door that came through the window, through the plastic in the passenger door, and out the side of the door. There's a bullet hole in my seat. I'm like, yo, dude missed. I go in. The girl's not trying to hear anything. She's locked the door. I'm banging on the door. Hey, let me in, let me in. She's not letting me in. All right, cool, whatever. I go out and I sleep in my car. The next morning, I wake up. And like I said, we had the minute phone, so you don't just talk on your phone nonstop. My homeboy calls me. He's like, you straight? And then somebody asking you if you're straight. Like, why would you ask me if I'm straight? Like, I haven't told y'all anything about what happened last night. I slept in the car that night. In the car with the broken glass and everything in it. This liquor bottle I've been drinking on, this vodka stuff. I said, yeah, I'm straight. What's up, man? He was like, yo, man. Shorty called me this morning laughing. I said, who? What do you mean? I think he's talking about my girl. He's like, the girl that was at the crib last night called laughing and said she was drunk. She's sorry she started any trouble. I said, what are you talking about, man? Like, I had a big-ass fight. Like, did one of y'all smash somebody in my bed? He's like, nah. He's like, the girl took a condom out of her purse, went in y'all's bathroom, took the lotion from underneath the sink, squirted the lotion in the condom, rolled it out, dipped in the bedroom, pulled the sheets back, threw it underneath the sheets, and tucked the sheets back. Well, that shit almost got me killed last night. What you mean almost got you killed? Shorty got crazy like that? Me and the girl got to arguing, man. She started trying to hit me. She was throwing stuff at me. She threw the liquor bottle at me. The apartment was messed up. I left. Put it to a gas pump. I cut somebody off. We had words twice. And dude shot the car up, man. You all right? I mean, I'm talking to you. Yeah, I'm all right. Damn, that's crazy. With the lifestyle I led at the time, it didn't change anything. I didn't stop and say, thank you, God. I didn't pray. I didn't give grace. I just kept it moving, kept doing what I was doing in life. I didn't see that in a situation that 9 out of 10 didn't walk away from. I not only walked away from, but all I got was some minor scratches from glass. I never saw that girl again. I don't even remember that girl's name. But she did some spiteful shit that night that caused me, a man that don't argue, a man that's not going to go back and forth with no man, that's not going to go back and forth with no woman, that's just not going to do that, caused me to almost lose my life. How are you that close and you don't hit me? I'm a pretty good shot with a pistol, shotgun, with a rifle, whatever. Been shooting guns since I was young. My dad was an ex-con, but he kept an arsenal of weapons. I know how to shoot. At 2 feet away, I can pretty much put a bullet wherever I want to put it. So I don't know if dude just wanted to see if he could make me shit on myself, scare the life out of me, or if he was really about that life. But for whatever reason, I walked away from that situation that night with just minor scratches on me. I know a whole lot of guys that didn't have the same outcome I had, that were not as lucky as I was. My friend Bobby Ramsey was shot down in the projects with a .22, and it went in behind his ear. And I went and seen him at the hospital. He lived for a long time afterwards. And he got sent to Norfolk Trauma Unit in Virginia for his gunshot wound. And he was in the hospital maybe 2 weeks when I seen him, because they kept moving him around because how bad off he was in, how bad off he was. And the nurse moved his head and showed me the gunshot wound. And the bullet was so small that the wound behind his ear literally looked like a zit. It looked like somebody had popped a zit behind his ear. But that .22 went through behind his ear and it severed his spine. And it did all this damage to cause him to never be able to move again. Paraplegic. For the remainder of his life, he was bedridden. He succumbed to his injuries. About 10 years later, the bed sores and, laying in the bed for 10 years and not moving eventually took him out of here. That one shot, that little tiny bullet. He was 19 when he got shot, if I'm right. For my homeboys watching, correct me if I'm wrong. Pretty sure Bobby was 19 when he got shot. That bullet took him out. I pulled a bullet from that went through my seat and that was stuck, like lodged below the door, where like the door, like when you step over that hump inside the door. I pulled a bullet from there that was smashed out, that was somewhere between a 9 and a 45. Wasn't no small caliber pistol. I survived and he lost his life. Got a lot of homeboys that lost their lives for less. I lived. I'm sure people watching this have been shot. I'll leave that situation, that topic alone. But I'm sure there's people on here that have been shot that survived. And what I want you to do after watching today's video is question, why are you still here? Why is it that after all that, you're still here? Think about those that you love that are gone. For one reason or another, whether it be from violence, a car crash, natural causes, but you're still here. Even though I didn't give praise, I didn't thank God, I didn't pray on it, I do now. I say thank you daily. Because those moments right there were meant to end me. And they didn't. For me to go through all that, and I have so many more similar stories. For me to go through all that and then all the time in prison and come out and actually do something with my life, I'm not really open to hearing that you can't make something happen. You could walk down any street in America, and if you walk long enough, you'll find a job. If you have a dream, something realistic, something plausible, something that can actually happen, and you put all your attention to it and your focus on it, you can make it happen. Like I said, I shouldn't be here. That wouldn't be the first time. That was one of many, many times I was shot at. But that wouldn't be the first time that I was shot at and I survived. Clearly I survived. Here we are. Like I said, we all have a purpose. Even if it's just to get by in life. Just to make ends meet. Just to make sure there's a couple noodles on that table for that little boy or little girl to eat. You're doing what you can. You're serving your purpose. Live your life, man. Let's live life. Live your life to the fullest. You would think I would have learned after something like that, but like I told you, I didn't. This is a couple years before I went to prison. I didn't learn. Had many brushes with death after that. Doors kicked in. You name it. Been there, done that. But I'm here today. I know that y'all are watching. And I know that somebody needs to hear this. Somebody sat in that car and got hit and survived and is watching this. Somebody sat in that car that night and died. Never got to watch this. For y'all that are watching this, live your life. Make somebody proud. Don't end up a statistic. Don't end up just a casualty. A small section in the newspaper. You're worth more than that. You already know, when I get in the storytelling mode, I try to break it down, get into details. This video ran way longer than I expected. So what we're going to do is, for part two is crazy. We broke into a house looking to steal stuff. We were young. And dude came home. This was not somebody's house you wanted to be caught in. We ended up having to hide. As soon as he got home, it was clear we were in there, had been there. Stuff was sat here, sat there. And we're trapped in this man's apartment. Stay tuned for part two, man. Anyways, these jails, detention centers, these prisons, these streets, all just crazy worlds inside of this Already crazy world we live in. And as always, y'all know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to keep y'all entertained. Are you not entertained? And like always, this is Jay Williams. Let's live life. And to all my real ones and the awesome real ones watching, because y'all still watching me. Man, you know how we do. Salute. It's a crazy, crazy life.